Hello, welcome to White Birch Tarot and Astrology, except this is poetry night. I don't know why I always feel like reading poetry when I'm really in a crazy, not great mood, but I do. And I'm supposed to be in the shower washing my hair, and I'm not. And also, I was looking for this notebook that had this more positive, like, sort of just a silly poem to read. And I can't find it, so I've got these two, and they're really intense. But, you know, Saturn's at the end of Pisces, at the last degree. Neptune's at the beginning of the cycle. Things are just weird. Do you feel it? Is it just me? Oh my God. Well, okay, they're on one of my planets, but it's just really weird. So anyway, and I was thinking tonight, I'm hearing noises. Well, first of all, I have some kind of animals in the walls, so I got a man coming over tomorrow to see if he can figure out what the heck is in my walls, and they'll have to, I won't let them kill anything, but they'll have to get them out. They're like literally walking around inside the walls, and I don't know what it is. But I also feel like there's a spirit in here. I think Bob is playing tricks on me, my late husband. Things are disappearing that should not be disappearing, and just I'm hearing weird noises and things. Anyway, so I got me thinking about ghosts and this weird thing that happened when, like, about 5 years after Bob and I moved in here. There were no ghosts in this house. I think it was a ghost of his mother. She played a trick on us. Anyway, I won't go into but it was, does anybody have any ghost stories? If you do, I need a podcast. I want to have a podcast to talk about all the weird things that have happened to me, because nobody would believe them. And I'd love to hear other people's stories. So, I'm croaky tonight. I'm really tired, and I shouldn't be reading these. What can I say? I have the blessing of Mark Bolan. So there. You can't argue with that. Anyway, I'm not trying to be grim. They're just intense. They're not grim, I don't think. This one kind of is at the end when I tell you what happened. But I wrote this. Okay, I wrote this in 2020. Oh my God, the date's on it. Shoot, I never noticed when I printed it out. Okay, never mind. This happened sooner than I thought. Okay, I'm going to read this anyway. You don't have to listen if you don't want to. You're here because you want to be here. I wrote this in 2020. It's called On Bended Knees. And it's when anybody write here? Some of my poetry is channeled where it comes out like word for word, and I don't have to change anything. And then other stuff, like when I have a feeling that I want to get out, and I can struggle sometimes for weeks, months, years, and I can't get it right. And then sometimes this just comes right out, so I apologize for my voice. Anyway, so I wrote this in 2020. It's called On Bended Knees. There's a city in my mind where elves and fairies dwell. It isn't really heaven, and it's not quite hell. It's in the bright beyond, the world between the worlds, where nothing's right or wrong, and thunderbolts are hurled like vast booming voices of vast booming gods who fashion dirty humans out of dirty little clods of dust and rock and clay and grass and hair and spit and marble eyes and snaky fingers and vomit and mucus and shit. I know that it exists. I've been there many times. I go when everyone's asleep. There are many stairs to climb. Every time I travel there and then come home again, this world seems easier to bear and not so filled with pain. I think that's where I'll go when my human body dies. I'll be with the fairies. I've always thought them kind. When that moment comes, I hope I am outside, my mouth and ears tightly closed and my eyes opened wide. I want to see the clouds and sky. I want to see the trees. I want to die with arms outstretched, alone on bended knees. I should have read this 1 second. I wrote that on July 11th, 2020, and on July 14th, my niece passed away of a sudden heart attack. and her husband found her in her room on her knees with her arms outstretched in front of her on a chair. Yeah. Okay, sorry about that. Again, I don't know why. And this one, I wrote this in 2022. Okay, this was after Bob died. I don't know. This isn't very happy. But you know, considering what's going on in the U.S. right now and all over the world, I think we can relate to this. I don't know. And I hope you use in your culture the word pussyfooting. I've used it in a different way here. We use it when we're talking about, like, if there's someone that gets upset easily and we say, I have to pussyfoot around them, which just means you have to walk softly because they get upset easily. But I've used it in a little bit different way here. This is called, I ain't no pussyfooting God. I ain't no pussyfooting God. You don't have to walk on eggshells around me. You can get upset, you can rage, you can throw stuff against the walls and break it. You can yell at me over and over and call me every name in the book. You don't have to forgive people who have hurt you or people who do terrible things. I want you to hate their actions. I want you to stand up in the face of evil and scream your head off. I ain't no pussyfooting God. You don't have to be happy all the time. Just stay in bed if you want to. I get it. You're stuck here, and the world keeps piling more and more shit on top of you until you can't see straight. I would think you were weird if you enjoyed the misery that is inflicted upon you if you took it with your chin up. Go ahead, eat chocolate, drive too fast, have a drink. That's what I would do in your place. I ain't no pussyfooting God. Ignore those people who tell you that I'm easily offended or that you have to do things a certain way to please me. I'm not your father. I'm not your mother. You don't have to perform for me. I understand your fury because it's mine also. The meek shall not inherit the earth. The earth shall be inherited by those who care the most, by those who want to vomit at the atrocities committed upon my creation, the ones who have to drug themselves into a stupor in order to tolerate the wickedness and the blood of the innocent victims shed for nothing. I can take whatever you've got, so give it to me straight. I ain't no pussyfooting God. That's just the mood I'm in. So, anyway, sorry those aren't a little happier. I'll try to find the notebook with the silly poems in them for next time. Those were by me, Laurie. And thank you for listening. And I hope that you are getting through this very intense time. I will try to post tomorrow night. There's a bunch of stuff going on in the sky. And it's really powerful. So take care, everyone. Blessings. Good night.